Hotep, and welcome to another episode of the Melanated Maadi Show. I am your host, Asar Ngozi Kunakti Sarah, and we are men and women of the melanated diaspora who abide under foundations of Ma'a. This means that through training and education and adherence to Ma'a, we have been able to spiritually renew ourselves. Ma'a is the beginning of human foundational law. Ma'a is the principle that represents all that is pure, true, and natural. We apply this human foundational law through the process of living Ma'a. This means we live in truth, integrity, uprightness, as well as being seekers of justice and reciprocity in our every action and deed. Additionally, we understand that unification and economic stability is our immediate goal as a unit. So we strive. We are the Melanated Maadians. Okay, brothers and sisters, the argument of the day is whether or not Kemetic science is a valid tool in which for us to use toward our unification and growth. With the onset of the newest trend, which would be the Aboriginal trend, there seems to be controversy as it relates to bringing us to the other side, or better yet, discrediting Kemetic science so the one would become more or less more popular than the other. And to be honest with you, brothers and sisters, this is absurd. It's absurd because if anyone who has done more than just lip service as it relates to the Kemetic sciences will understand that there is a whole lot of discipline, principle, and tenets that we need, especially considering that with the onset of the knowledge of Kemet, it invalidated Christianity. And now Negroes just want you to hop over to this new trend of Aboriginal descent.
And I can respect that, but it's not going down like that. What I will say is that, one, we are not African. Two, just because we claim Kemetic science doesn't make us Egyptians per se. What it does for us is put us in a category known as the children of the sun. And the children of the sun, whether directly from Kemet or part of the Kemetic industry, still practice the principles of Kemetic science, as evidenced in technology that you will see all across the globe. Now, are we to say that the people of Mikapishu were Egyptians? Absolutely not. Could we say that Egyptian, following the Assyrian principle, provided technology and trade and knowledge of civilization to these people, which led to the building of what we know to be Mikapishu? That is absolutely plausible. So what I'm trying to say is this: despite the fact that one might not have lived or existed on Egyptian soil, they could have been native in their own lands and still part of the industry of the Kemetic world. And as I said before, that is evident throughout all of the world. Keep in mind, the Kemetics were naturalists. So they didn't go into countries and rebuild another Kemet in that country. They assessed the terrain and environment and adapted their sciences to that particular environment. In Mexico, you don't see the same types of pyramids because the nature of that particular environment didn't call for that type of construction. Furthermore, the construction and sciences were synthesized with the beliefs of the people of that time, as evidenced also through the various changes throughout Kemet, where you see the various gods syncretized into the principles so that it would be comfortable for those new environments entering into the Kemetic industry. And like so, it was done, in my opinion, throughout not only Mexico, but when you see it in the mound builders, you see a certain construction based on that particular environment. So it's important to look at the whole picture, brothers and sisters, and this is why something has to be said, because these Negroes are looking to lead you astray, and a lot are looking for dollars, whereas in reality, we all need to come together to pool all our dollars in which to start generating some economic profit, not individual profit, but group and community profit, so that if the group is a millionaire, then there's many things that we can do with those bodies with that $1 million to make that $1 million flip 3 and 4 and 5 times. Man, it's crazy what these cats are out here doing. So with that being said, I want to go ahead and continue. Am I implying that the Aztecs were children of the sun? Absolutely. They've said it themselves. Am I implying the Incas to be children of the sun? Absolutely. They said it themselves. Am I implying that the Ani Unuia were children of the sun? Absolutely. They said it themselves. Am I saying that the Cretans and the Minoans were children of the sun? Absolutely. Sheikh Anta Diop verifies this as well. Am I saying that the Phoenicians and the Syrians were children of the sun? Absolutely. For Sheikh Anta Diop also verifies this. So though these people lived on their own continents, many maintained allegiance to Kemet. And this was no different for the American nations. Another thing I want you to understand, don't get it twisted. Kemet was not some isolated mini country. Kemet ruled the world, the known world, for it was responsible for civilizing the world over tens of thousands of years. And we are the remnants of those people that participated I want to focus primarily on the Muskogean tribes, which were made up of the Muskogean. We would consider the Muskogean that North and South Carolina area. And then we got the Cherokee, who would be in the Tennessee, Georgia area, of which my fourth great-grandfather was born on my mother's side, and the Muskogean area on my father's side. So we'll get into that a little bit later. So moving down the line, around the Mississippi, Louisiana area, we got the Choctaw, we got the Chickasaw, and of those four nations, they make up the children of the sun. My fourth great-grandfather was Cherokee and white. Moving forward, all of my other grandfathers down the line were labeled either black, mulatto, or Negro. At the time that the census was taken in 1850 in Texas, my fourth great grandfather had no classification. yet his children were classified with a B off to the right of their classifications. So with that being said, I claim Ani Unwia. And at the same time, I am a melanated Ma'adian. Through our studies and research, we've come to overstand who we are as a people and where we fit in this world. We are not in any delusion about our existence and manifestation. We understand that we are old world people, and there was a world before the one that exists today. As a melanated Ma'adian, it is our responsibility to renew these principles. For if you must have a nation, you must have a religion. You must have education. You must be on the same accord. And the Kemetic sciences, though innately a part of every one of us, affords us the tools necessary for us to be successful in our unification efforts. Okay, brothers and sisters. Now, I want to discuss being called African and slavery. First of all, there were Africans that were brought to the shores of North, South America, as well as the islands. However, there were also autochthonous blacks in many of these places as well. With that being said, slavery did take place. There were sale of humans, but there were also free men and women within that mix as well. For example, my fourth great-grandfather lived in the free state of Texas. And in Texas is where my family came up as free people who basically saw slavery in the form of municipal law as it relates to the black codes and the Jim Crow laws. That would be the only slavery that they knew. Whereas where lands were taken and you had prisoners of war, then you had those men and women being sold to the highest bidder. So we have to take in consideration the context in which we're discussing. So yes, slavery existed. However, it existed differently for some of the Autochthonous Americans versus others. All right, brothers and sisters, throughout this video, I left a few receipts. So the picture in which I was trying to paint should become visible to those who want to see. Don't let these people sway you from your destination. Do what is in your heart. Do what your frequency leads you toward. Your vibrational frequency is not the same as everybody. And if you are vibrating on this frequency, stay true so that you can receive the results that the Kemetic Sciences has to offer you. With that said, Hotep, and always wellness and peace.